Hello everyone, myself Vaibhav. I'm your host for the Daily Stock, in which we look at the financials and the technical aspects of various companies which we feel are likely to deliver good profit for their shareholders as well as for the investors and trader. So my job is to go through the highlights of the recently released financial report to see how the company has been doing on the ground, whether its business is making money or losing money, whether it is gaining customers or losing customers, whether it is gaining market share or losing market share. So we get a good idea of all these developments through its publicly released announcement related to its quarterly performance, and afterwards we can combine it with the trajectory of its share price to see how things are evolving after having considered the fundamental as well as technical aspects. And then all we have to look is to find a optimum trade positioning with a good risk reward ratio, so as to make sure that if all of our assessment doesn't really work out and our trade indeed goes wrong, we shouldn't be losing much money, we shouldn't be losing too much money, but if we get it right, we should be in a position to make multiple times the gains of the losses which we might have incurred if we were to get it wrong. So all we need is to make a lot of profit if we are right, and not lose much if we happen to get it wrong. So for the Intuit Inc., all we have to do is go through its recently released quarterly announcement, and in it you can see that the company looks well poised for growth. Its recent quarters have been showing upward trajectory, and in multiple segments there has been growth in the revenues, in the operating profit, in the net profit as well, while some segments like Credit Karma have been flat. There has been not much of any growth. But in this era of the AI, as the AI and related applications are gaining traction and opening up the possibility of these virtual assistant being quite helpful, I feel the Intuit Inc.'s products offering is also going to benefit from the AI wave, as it can easily, not easily, of course, it will have to work, but still it looks well poised to use generative AI along with its product to develop the tools which then can help the customers to gain insight and expand their business operations. It offers TurboTax, Credit Karma, QuickBooks, and MailChimp as key products to the business entrepreneurs, to the self-employed people, along with small businesses. Small business is its key segment, where the tax-related compliances and all the related dealings are handled by the Intuit Inc. on the client's behalf, and it offers platforms, technology platforms, which make it easier for these small businesses like mom and pop stores to get their compliances done in a timely and cost effective manner. And that is why the Intuit has been gaining traction and gaining ground. Its customer base has been increasing, and it has been doing quite well while registering double digit growth in many of its segments, and positive growth in other segments. So for the last quarter, the revenues were up 11%, with the total revenues standing at 3.4 billion. And its net profit was also up, so it points to the improvement in its market share and its operating profit as it delivered on both the counts. Its revenue also grew, and so its net profit. Let us go through its highlights for the last quarter, and afterwards we can also take a look on the forward guidance. Here it has listed its various segments and what kind of money it has been making in these segments. The earning per share has almost doubled in a year in year-on-year terms. The revenue has grown only 11%, but the earning per share has gone up to US dollar 1.25 from US dollar 60 cents just a year back. So that points to not only growth in the revenues, but at the same time that the company is taking initiative to cut cost and improve its profitability, its operating margin. And in the business segments, its small business and self-employed group is growing quite fast, whereas the Credit Karma revenue was almost flat in year-on-year terms. The capital allocation has also been done in such a way so as to ensure the company's growth and at the same time the return to the shareholders in the form of dividends and buybacks, share buybacks. For the forward guidance of the full fiscal year 2024, the revenues are expected to grow 11 to 12%, and the net income is likely to be up 15 to 18%. The operating income, I am saying, not the net income, whereas the EPS is likely to grow around 12 to 14%. This is the income statement, and for the 3 months ended January 31st, 2024, the net revenue has now risen to US dollar 3.38 billion, and at the same time the cost of revenue is not rising at similar pace. Rather, the pace of rise in the cost of revenue has moderated, and that has resulted in almost doubling of the net profit in year-on-year terms. And of the cash the company has been generating, it has been increasing its cash pile with last quarter. This is the cash flow statement, and for the quarter ended July 31st, 2024, the cash and cash equivalents have gone up by US dollar 1.6 billion, and all the three key heads have contributed to the growth in these cash and cash equivalents. Even in the case of financing activities and the investing activities, there has been positive cash flow contribution. Usually, in financing and investing activity, there is cash outflow, but not so much for the Intuit Inc. And as a result of that, even though it has generated only 300 plus million US dollars in profit, it has been able to grow its cash and cash pile by more than US dollar 1.5 billion. So this points to the betterment of the business and the confidence the business management is feeling in the prospects of the company. And as the AI wave is generating newer avenues, and as the Intuit Inc. gears up to have its various assistant platforms, also providing AI capabilities to its clients, I think there is likely to be further room for a strong growth in the coming quarters, and that is why I feel the Intuit Inc. is well poised for the growth. And all we have to do is keep looking for the opportunities to trade and invest. And for that, we will have to look for some opportunities. Let us see how its share price has been performing over last couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months. In the case of its short-term price formation, it has declined after consolidating for almost a week closer to 670 level, and from there on it lost in this week, but now it is consolidating closer to these midpoint around 650, and I feel in the immediate term its share price trajectory seems to be slightly bearishly tilted, and it will be better for us to keep looking for the opportunities to trade and invest with adopting sell and rally approach in the short term. So over next few days, watch out for the price formation closer to the 650. If it doesn't really rise much, then I think in due course time we can expect the intuiting share price to drop towards 620 or even below that. So keeping that possibility in mind, we can keep looking for the opportunities to short sell as and when things are poised in a bearish manner. For the medium term, we will have to consider the price formation of the daily candlestick chart, and in it you can see that after having rallied consistently for the last couple of months, the Intuit Inc. seems to be struggling close to this 670 mark in last 2 months. It hasn't really seen much growth, and it has consolidated close to this price formation while being slightly tilted on the upside. So for next few weeks also, I think we will have to go with the flow and keep looking for the opportunities to go long. Unless there is sharp decline below 600, we can keep an eye on the price formation of the intuiting in the medium term and adopt a buy on dips approach after the consolidation. We can indeed go for a new long trade with the expectation of a newer swing high being formed in coming weeks, if not in days. For the long term, the price formation is tilted on the upside only. So for the medium term as well as for the long term, the price formation is conducive for the buy trade. But the only thing is we also have to keep in mind that we might our we might get our assessment wrong. So in that eventuality, we shouldn't be losing too much money. So here in the long term, I think now that opportunity has passed, and we will have to wait for the next correction and consolidation, and afterwards we can get involved for a newer long trade. But at the current juncture, after having seen it rally strongly over last couple of months, I feel there is no good opportunities to trade and invest in the next few weeks, depending on what is your time horizon. And as and when things stabilize, there is correction, and afterwards consolidation, we can indeed keep an eye on to initiate newer trades and investment. So that's all from my side for today's session, in which we consider the financial reports of the Intuit Inc. and also its technical price formation, in which it is poised for further growth and we can expect it to continue to rally in the long term as well as in the medium term. And after correction, it might also change course to the bullish side in the short term as well. Now it's time for me to sign off for the day. If you have found this information useful for your trading and investment decision, do write to me in the feedback and I'll be more than happy to take the decision forward. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous day ahead. See you next time around. Till then.